Hey everyone, coming at you with a quick race recap from the MyWoosh Sunday Race Club final. In my last SRC video, I said I probably wasn't coming back, but I decided to stick it out just for this month to take a few team dollars and then to go back to enjoying my cycling. So today's route, we're on Jebel Jais. It's a mountaintop finish. All categories, male and female, have to do this mountain. There's 1,000 meters climbing in the 45k route, so it's certainly a solid one. I was lucky enough to get an invite to the A Bus team. One of their guys was on a team camp, so they needed an extra rider. So the level of this team was certainly higher than probably what I expected. So I saw it as a good opportunity to be in a good team for the final, hopefully pick up some prize money. Although, with my recent form on my whoosh and my thoughts towards the dynamics, I wasn't overly hopeful that I'd be able to help the guys out. Um, for me, making it to the aquarium and over the aquarium was probably a goal in itself. You can see here the entirety of the race, I've averaged 324 watts. So at 63 kilos, that's 5.1, 5.2 watts a kilo. Normalized is a little bit higher there for the race. Now, just in terms of the first 22k before the aquarium, 287 watts for 31 minutes, 312 normalized. It's not the hardest, but you can see the surges are certainly pretty honest. So getting heart rate up to within 10 beats of max over and over again throughout that period of time. I'd use little gaps in between to try and recover, try and keep nutrition in, try and cool my core body temp down, all that kind of stuff that was going to be important for the key part of the race here. Now, we head into the aquarium climb. I've seen guys do crazy numbers on this of late. Today, we do 7 minutes at about 390 watts. So for me, that's 6.2 watts a kilo. My weight in this little extension is a little bit heavier than what I am. Normalized to 408, so it's certainly honest going. There are little parts where it flattens out, which you can see in the little dips in power. So you'd go hard, quick recovery, repeat, and then you'd see who's left. Pretty much everyone, not quite, but pretty much was there as we came into the last kind of minute 45 of the climb. Money up for grabs for KOM points, and then guys just wanting to tear the race apart. So this was the last section of the aquarium. So for a minute 50, 486 watts. So pretty solid, pretty honest going around the 500 watt mark. And I think we dropped about 5 riders in the process. I was happy to stick on, although I can see the mountain is very close, which is kind of concerning. I'm not renowned for my ability to kind of go long races, back up efforts as good as some of these SRC guys. Anyway, but you can see a little chance to recover there. Heart rate gets down into the 130s. Those 4 or 5 riders managed to come back, but at what cost? So all in all, the first 43 minutes of the race, we're looking at about 300 watts, so about 4.7 and 330 normalized. So it's certainly honest before a 30-minute plus climb. But anyway, we head into the mountain. Looking at the first part is, there we go. So about 6 watts a kilo for me for the first 5 minutes. I felt pretty good, but at the same time, I didn't expect to be able to hold 6 watts a kilo for half an hour plus after the racing we'd already done. So I kind of, once a few people started to drop off, I wanted to kind of settle into a rhythm that I thought I could sustain for that period of time. Find my people, I guess you could say, the guys that were going to be around me for the rest of the race. I still felt okay. My heart rate peaked in this period at about 168, which there's beats to spare, but it's certainly pretty solid. As we got into the climb, I found myself around my teammate Jasper and Martin Martins, and there were some guys not too far off as well. Throughout the middle phase of the race, I spent a lot of time with Martin, and I felt really good. But at the same time, just a little bit self-conscious of how my form would be towards the top. But every second counts in the team game, so I had to stay motivated. And I wasn't sure how that was all looking. I knew Stefan, my teammate, would be up there, but I knew Jasper and I were kind of close to each other, and we had to kind of make every second count. So I kind of sat in on Martin as much as I could. I did a few turns of work, but probably only a 20% share, I'd say, through this period here of about 20 minutes. 345 watts for 20 minutes. Honestly, that felt quite comfortable. I was almost waiting until I got to a certain point that I felt like I could launch for home. Um, Power was catching us going probably 6 watts a kilo. Uh, I kind of wanted to go at the 40k mark with 5k to go, but then I just didn't back myself in. You can see my average heart rate for this patch 164. That's pretty comfortable for me. Like I feel like that's thresholdish heart rate, or maybe even a bit under. But I haven't done this extended effort for a while, so I just wasn't super confident in taking the bull by the horns at this stage. And then I missed my opportunity to go a few times. I was a bit soft, but then I decided I'm going to go all in with about 5 minutes to go, which you can see this ramp up here towards the end where my heart rate gets up into the 170s. I'll just have a look over that little finishing effort there. I kicked pretty hard at the start to try and drop the guys I was with. You can see there 4 minutes 37 at this power. Remember, my weight's a little bit heavy in here, so it's a bit more than that. But that's a strong last 5 minutes at the top of an already solid effort. So, but it shows I had a little bit left in the tank to use. Heart rate gets up to closer to max, and yeah, I'm pretty consistently up over 400 in this period. And I really started to close in on some of the riders, just a little bit up the road. I actually get within 50 seconds of the individual prize money, but I make good inroads on the guys in like 11th to 14th, and then put a bit of time into the guys around me, which helps us to secure our fourth place team's prize. So, all in all, if you look at the power curve, we'll see some of the numbers here. The aquarium effort was my best little effort in the last 6 weeks. Um, so that was a few K before the climb. Then we're looking in the last 6 weeks here. We do 32.5 minutes at 360 watts. So again, I'm pretty happy with that, especially given how comfortable I felt for the majority of that effort and the racing that had come beforehand. If you then add in the aquarium plus recovery to that, we're looking more like 350 for 45 minutes. So again, that's looking kind of like 5.6 for 45 minutes, which I'm pretty happy with. As we get out to the hour, it's 3:31. That's officially a PB for me, actually. Um, I know people who've watched the channel would have seen I've done over 370 for 40 minutes before, and I've actually done probably 345 for 55 minutes. So it's not reflective of what I can do, but I obviously don't do this kind of racing that often where this kind of power extended is required. So an official PB there, and then yeah, like 326 for the duration of the race. So all up, the results, I ended up 15th. So cracking field of riders. I'll put up on the screen what they averaged for the climb. Jason's numbers are just incredible. That's a phenomenal half an hour of work there from Jason. And then the team's results, we come in fourth, so I'm happy with that, and I'm really happy that I actually contributed to the team. I was the second rider there, and we finished with a third, about half a minute gap to the team behind us. So my little kick late might have helped contribute to that result. So certainly glad for the opportunity to the ABUS boys. There, yeah, I'm going to sit out the MyWish racing for a while, focus on the rest of the season, what's coming up with, like, hopefully the Zwift Games and a few other events like that. I might be back in a while, but it's good to see the form coming along. Sorry I didn't stream this one. As I said, I haven't been too favourable on the the racing dynamics here of late, so I couldn't be bothered streaming, but I'm still happy with the results, so I thought I'd quickly share. So cheers for watching. Last chance to try and buy a tarmac from Mackay Cycles if you want it. Put the link in the description. See you next time.